In today's lesson, we shall be looking at multiplication of standard form numbers. Remember, we are still on the real numbers and then we are looking at what? Standard forms. In multiplying standard form numbers, what we are going to do is that we are going to apply our basic knowledge in indices. And we have learned that in indices, when two or more numbers are multiplying and then they have the same base, what we do is that we pick one of the base and then we add their exponents. So when you have 10 raised to the power 3 times 10 raised to the power 4, since these two numbers are multiplying and they have the same base, we are going to pick one of the base, which is 10, and then we add their exponent 3 plus 4, and that gives us 10 raised to the power 7. But also, if you have 10 raised to the power 5 times 10 raised to the power negative 2. Now, since these two numbers are multiplying, they have the same base 10 and 10, we are going to pick one of the base and then we add their exponents. So we have 10, 5 plus minus 2 give us 3. So we are going to apply this concept in multiplication of standard form numbers. So I have some few examples here. Let's go through them to see how we can apply this concept in multiplying standard form together. So we have our first example. We are to multiply 9.3 times 10 raised to the power positive 5 times 2 times 10 raised to the power positive 3. So what we are going to do is that we are going to multiply the decimal fractions and then the whole number together, and then we multiply those with the power of 10. So we are going to get 9.3 times what? 2. And then we group those with the power of 10. We multiply that one also together. We have 10 raised to the power 5 times 10 raised to the power 3. Good. So we have 9.3 times 2 give us. So we are going to get 6. And then 0.2 now give us what? 18. So we have 18.6. Then we have two numbers multiplying. They have the same base 10 and 10. We pick one of the base and then we add their exponents. So we are going to get 18.6 times 10 raised to the power 8. After that, make sure that your final answer is in the correct standard form. So what we are going to do is that we are going to write this in the correct standard form because this is not in a standard form, in the correct standard form. So what we are going to do is that we are going to move the decimal point so that it will be in between the first two natural number or behind the first natural number. So we are going to move the decimal point. Let me use the red ink. The decimal point to this very side. So we are going to get 1.86. Remember, we moved to the left, so raised to the power positive 1. Then we have 10 raised to the power 8. Then after that, we still apply our indices. So we have 1.86 times 10 raised to the power 9. And that is that. So this number times this number will give us 1.86 times 10 raised to the power 9. Let's take the next example. So we have our second example. We have to find the product of these two numbers. So as I said earlier on, we are going to multiply the whole numbers together. We are going to group them and then multiply them together. So we have 3 times what? 4. Then we have times, we group those with the power of 10. Good. So at the end, we have 3 times what give us 12 times indices. The bases are the same, so we add their exponents. So we are going to get 12 times minus 4 times plus 6 will give us positive 2. But remember, this is not in the correct standard form. We have to write it in a correct standard form. So you know that our decimal point is here. We are going to move it so that it will be behind the first natural number or in between the first two natural numbers. So we are going to get 1.2 times 10 raised to the power 1 because we moved to the left. Then times 10 raised to the power positive 2. So at the end, you have 1.2 times 10 indices. The bases are the same. We pick one of the base, we add their exponent. So we have 3. And that is that. As easy as A, B, C, D. You can pause the video and then you try your hands on it. Let's solve this. So we have our last example. As I said, you can pause the video and then you try your hands on it. So what we are going to do is that we are going to multiply the decimal fractions, this and that together. We are going to group them and then we multiply them together. So we have 1.2 times 5.2. Then we have times and then we group those with the power of 10. Good. So we have 1.2 times 5.2 give us 6.24. Then we have times 10 raised to the power indices. The bases are the same. We pick one of the base, we add their exponents. So we have 5 plus 4. So we have 6.24 times 10 raised to the power 9. And that is that. Now this is in its correct standard form. So we have to leave it in this very form. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. I'm just going to give you some few tutorial questions. Pause the video, you try your hands on them. So without using calculator, try your hands on this. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.